Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about the shortness of life. And the presentation is going to have the following main points. I'm going to talk about the lifespan of mankind, and I'll also talk about the illusion of long life, and I'll also talk about death as a common destiny for all mankind. And then I'll summarize the whole presentation, and then I'll end the presentation with an optional prayer. So let's get started. The lifespan of mankind. Life is short irrespective of how you look at it. And according to the World Health Organization's data for 2016, which pretty much holds the same for today or in the current times, the average global life expectancy for a human being is about 72 years. And this means on average, a typical human being on Earth will grow up to 72 years and die off. Now this is an average figure, and what this means is that realistically, or in reality, you can have some cases reaching below 72 years and some also going above 72 years. But although some may actually go above 72 years, having people growing up, to let's say 150 years and beyond is something that simply doesn't happen in our time. But how does 150 years even compare with the entire life of the universe from the beginning of time? Your guess is as good as mine. Now, let me show you something. The life of man is as compared, with the age of the universe is absolutely nothing. And I'll explain as follows. According to scientific estimates, the universe is about 13.8 billion years old, and the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. So the universe is actually older than the Earth. And if you take these two figures, or even the smaller among the figures, which is 4.5 billion years, 72 years, or even the extreme case of 150 years, is extremely short, and it's like nothing in comparison with the 4.5 billion years old of the Earth. And this actually points out to how small or how short the human life is, even in relative terms, to how old the Earth is and how old the universe is. But because of this short life, positive impact is necessary for all men. And the comparison between the age of the universe and the average life of man is a reflection of how short the life of a human being is on Earth. And as such, every human being has a responsibility to make his or her short life meaningful and to act properly in order to impact positively on the world in its time and beyond. The illusion of long life. Uncertainty in this world usually breeds fear in men. And due to several fears, attachment to material things, money, quest for power, several other things, etc., some people desire to cling to life at all costs, even if it means damning others or trampling upon the freedoms of others. As such, these people resort to survival by all means, every means possible. Now, there have been some efforts to extend the life of mankind, and these efforts are scientific efforts meant to preserve the useful looks of mankind. And some of these efforts include anti-aging treatments, plastic surgery, medicine, etc. And all these are efforts, meant to preserve mankind and to extend the life of mankind, to help mankind grow a little further. And despite all these efforts, death still comes when the time comes. And the struggle for long life seems incapable of defeating nature. Nature is more powerful than mankind, and the forces of nature have been so powerful in capping life at a point that when everybody reaches that point, that person must move on or die off. And even those who are able to make it into the advanced ages, like in their 90s or 100s, are faced with several physical and health challenges which make further growth undesirable. Long life in this world is a physical illusion. Long life is an illusion considering the limitations nature places on human life. The human life is short, and this fact must not escape any reasonable person. Death is a common destiny for all mankind. Death is a common destiny for all mankind, and death is something all human beings share in common, whether you're white or black, tall or short, whether you come from the north or the south. It's a common destiny for everyone. and everyone shall encounter it when your time comes. Death has power over men, and death ultimately shows the weakness of mankind in the sense that no human being has power to overcome death. And when death comes to grab you, there is absolutely nothing you can physically do about it. Now, one interesting thing is that no one can bribe their way to escape death. So if you are rich and you live in a world, then you can pay your way through everything. When your time comes that death must come for you, your bribe will not be enough. You cannot bribe death. Death is incorruptible, and no one can bribe their way through to escape it. And once your time comes to die, you will definitely die, and there will be absolutely nothing you can do about it. And at your time of death, your time on earth would have been exhausted, and you would leave this life never ever to return. Death shows the weakness of men, and death also demonstrates the balance of power, which shows how powerful nature is and how weak mankind is. The sad aspect is that some people would only realize how weak they are when it's too late for them at the point of their death. It is when they see the angel of death coming for them, that is when they would know and understand that there is absolutely nothing they can do about it. So in summary, let's summarize the main points. The life of a human being is very short, regardless of how you look at it, and this fact must not escape any reasonable person. The concept of long life in this world is an illusion, considering the limitations nature places on human life. And death demonstrates the balance of power, which shows how powerful nature is and how weak the human being is. Not everyone realizes this until it's too late, when they actually see death coming for them. Every human being has a responsibility to make good impact in the world in the short life that they live on earth. And if you're willing, I would like you to pray this optional prayer with me. Dear God, I come before you with a sincere heart. Grant me understanding and show me the truth about this life. I thank you for listening to my prayer. Amen. And if you prayed this prayer, I believe the Lord who created everything and who made everything possible will manifest to you in so many different ways you could never imagine was possible. If you're able to make it to this point in my video, I would like to let you know that I'm very grateful for your time. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.